Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Mekone. It is the end game of our war with Niflheim. We have placed both of their forts under siege. They are thoroughly in danger. Our little army here is moving up. We have our army here besieging that fort, our army here besieging their capital. And overall, we're just having a good old time. Our god is still searching for sites. Down here, we have a couple more of our random event spawned assassins. And since we do have, where was it? There's research. Since we do have construction level 4, I'm thinking that it may be time to start forging them some equipment. So, at level 4, I can forge the greater magical items, some of which are very powerful. I may want to actually just kit these assassins out like really well and use them as province takers, to be honest, because looking at them, I mean, I got them for free. Their stats are not bad. I kind of looked at them before. They have very high morale. I mean, part of that is the friendly dominion and the home province, but their morale is pretty good. They're assassins, they have good combat speed, the high strength the giants have. I could, and since I got them for free, I don't really care what happens to them. One thing that I could do, therefore, is I could equip them with winged shoes, which let them fly, and start dropping them into provinces and just taking those provinces outright. Because I'm thinking chainmail of displacement would be good, but I probably don't even need to go that far. We do have elemental armor, so normally it costs 10 and 5. Let me see what it actually costs, because that would be 10 earth, 5 fire. I have 76.54. Now I have 68.50, so it costs it costs 20% less. It actually costs 8 and 4 for me. Interesting. I think there's a number of fire and earth items that cost less for Mekone, yeah, by 20%. Elemental armor isn't bad. The problem is it has a lot of encumbrance and map movement penalty. The resistances are good, the protection is high, but the defense and encumbrance are meh. Not what you want. Dragon Scale Mail is actually pretty good armor. It has decent protection, a low defense penalty. It gives you a big morale bonus, a morale bonus plus a elemental resistance. So Red Dragon Scale Mail gives you fire, Blue Dragon Scale Mail gives you cold. But the Bright Mail Halbergen is nice just because it has no penalties whatsoever. The Silver Halberd gives you Air Shield, which is pretty cool. However, I don't necessarily need Air Shield, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them shields. So we could have the Golden Hoplon, which has a very high parry level, or the Charcoal Shield. And the Charcoal Shield has a lot of protection and also gives you Fire Shield. So anyone who hits you takes fire damage. That's the spell that our Polar Marches are casting on themselves. So it may be worth it to do this. I'm thinking Girdle of Might, some kind of armor, winged shoes, a shield and a weapon. That's a lot of equipment, is the thing. Like, really a lot of equipment. Ideally, you would want them to be cheaper. Well, I don't even really need the winged shoes. They are stealthy, so they can sneak through enemy territory. I could just give them some armor of some kind, a weapon and a shield. Like a Sword of Swiftness would be okay. The Mace of Eruption would be pretty decent. At level 6, you can get the Firebrand, which is an upgraded area of effect Frostbrand. But I don't really have the gems for it at the moment. Probably the first thing I want to forge, however, is a couple of Dwarven Hammers to make my other items cheaper, because I think with Mekone you are going to be forging a lot. I don't think you have an option besides to forge a lot, because you don't have great magic, so you're going to be leaning on items. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to forge 2 Dwarven Hammers. It's going to take a lot of our Earth Gems, but once we equip those to our Cyclops, it'll make things a little bit better. We've got another army being recruited here and another Polar March to lead it. Research-wise, we're going down Evocation for a while, which we talked about last time, and then Conjuration. So, I've got my movements there, searching there. Euphorbos. Since we're at 0 unrest, or low unrest at the moment, I think Euphorbos can probably move out. We've got Eurypylos up here with his black steel plate. I want to get him a helmet, too. He may be able to just start taking provinces from Kailasa, but I have this big Kailasa army right here, and I don't want them attacking me. I would win with all my giant hoplites, but it would be annoying. I also have Oceana over here. Now, it looks like in this game, Oceania actually has an ocean, and they have expanded pretty decently. They've probably got all this territory. I know they have that throne, because they had to pass through it in order to get here. Well, they could have taken that province, I guess, but they almost certainly have that throne, which means they own basically the entire ocean, which is quite a few provinces, so good on them. It is going to be kind of a pain. Because they can take that throne very easily. They've got that throne. They've got that throne, I think. That's an island. Interesting. So they have 2 thrones pretty much on lock, and a third that's very easy for them to get to. If we look at the thrones, we need 8 ascension points. 3 thrones out of this could actually prevent someone else from winning, depending on which thrones they are. And if that's true, then you would have to go underwater in order to fight Oceana and accomplish anything with your life. But I am going to move on. I think you, Phorbos, move down here. If Hinnom attacks me, I want to be able to assassinate their commander. So let's do that. Oh yeah, Eurypylos still isn't doing anything. We'll have you move over here to take a look-see. Actually, move up into the throne. You can't, because there's a river. Okay. Okay, a message from Hinnom. Yep, they declared war. I thought that was probably going to happen. We've researched 2 levels in evocation, found no magic sites. In Osandius, we attacked that small little gang of Niflheimish troops that took this province back from us. This is just province defense. And we're going in. We're stabbing people to death. It's not a problem. Did I lose anybody? I lost 2 of my Helat Peltasts. In Belmar, Niflheim is attacking me, and we defeated them. So they attacked with this small army our besieging force and just got utterly destroyed. However, we were attacked in Robberhome, and our province defense was destroyed. We did kill their Avite Hornblower, which is nice, because the Avite Hornblower gives a morale bonus to everyone else. Here we can kind of see Hinnom's troops, which I don't think we've seen before. Avite Heavy Archers cost a lot of resources, but they do have these great bows, which have long range and do quite a bit of piercing damage. Most Hinnom troops also have Wasteland Survival, interestingly. However, their defense skill and attack skill are both very low. Their protection is very high because of their armor, but they're liable to take a lot of hits because of this low defense skill, so getting them into melee is always a bad idea, even so. Avite Light Infantry have 10 protection, don't cost all that much by way of resources, and they're just kind of basic giant troops. It's nice that they're giants. They're size 3, so they can stack 2 in a square, and they have high enough strength, strength 15, that their attacks do more damage than human attacks typically do. Avite Swordsmen are kind of the standard Hinnom infantry. They have 1 pretty decent high damage attack, decent protection, okay defense skill. Horites are another type of unit that Hinnom can recruit. They cost almost no resources. They're cavemen, basically. They're fire and cold resistance and have mountain survival as well as dark vision, which is nice. But they're not special. They're very, very vulnerable with low defense and low protection. Their benefit is that they're cheap. Horite Hunters have the added benefit that they have a net, so they can web people up, which can make expanding against humans very, very easy. So there's that. They have that going for them. And Avite Commanders are just Avite Swordsmen, the commander version. So, we lost Robberhome. We've breached Belmar, and the walls are moderately damaged in Niflheim. So, against that Avite commander, I feel like Risos might be able to take him. Because Risos has defense skill 12, attack 12, strength 20. Well, defense 15. Not sure. I don't think an ungeared assassin can probably take him, but I have another army. So, Eurytos here can definitely take them. We're going to go with Stone Skin, we're going to go with... Oh, if I could almost actually cast Legions of Steel already. We're going to go with Fire Shield, and we're going to attack the closest enemy. You guys are going to be in a line, and you're going to hold and attack the closest enemy. You will also join the line. And you guys will be up front, firing and keeping distance, so I don't want you to die immediately. So, you guys are going to attack there. You are going to move over that way. This army might go somewhere. I don't want them to take Night March because that will reduce my gem income. So I'm going to kick the province defense up here to 10, so at least if they go to either of these provinces, they'll take some attrition. At this point, I could, since I have level 2 evocation, at level 2 evocation I get Fireblast, which is a short-range AoE 1 fire damage spell. I could use it, but it's not honestly that powerful, especially without having some Conjuration to boost up Phoenix power. I could script it for Euratos, but with it being only AoE 1, if it was like AoE 4 or 5, it would be quite a powerful spell. Unfortunately, it's not. General Confusion. He is set to retreat. Do I have any cool spells he could cast? He can cast Gift of Flight. He can cast Strength of Giants, actually, and Legions of Steel. But I don't want to take him into battle. I just want him to take those units with you. I just want him to go back to the capital. I am going to have Risos try to assassinate the enemy commander, because if he succeeds, it will pin the army here for my troops to attack. You can just hide, meanwhile. So up here, we are going to storm the castle with all of our troops. Over here, we're going to maintain the siege. This force is going to move in this direction, so they're also going to move, actually move over here. I may start recruiting some Shamblers just to take that underwater province for free income. I mean, there's no reason not to. Oh, I don't have any underwater commanders, just Shamblers. Okay, never mind. But now that Hinnom has declared war, Eurypylos can start moving back down here and start assassinating commanders and being a nuisance. Over here, we are still recruiting our E4s. I have money, so I may want to start recruiting troops over here as well. I can recruit 1 Giganti Hoplite and 1 Giganti Ekdromos every turn. And then I can get a few human hoplites. They take 5 resources. And then a whole bunch of Helot Peltasts. So just recruit that forever, please. Over here, you equip a Dwarven Hammer. And you equip a Dwarven Hammer. So now you can forge things cheaper. And actually, rituals, only Clockwork Soldiers, which I don't want. So now you forge. I can forge Brimstone Boots. I've never really done these before. I don't think they're worth it, though. Don't think they're worth much of anything. I can forge Earth Boots, which give Earth magic bonuses. Those could be pretty useful. Because if I give them to Polar Marches, then the Polar Marches become Earth 3, which allows them to cast Legions of Steel without having to buff themselves up. Thoughts? I think instead I'm going to go down the Thug route first. So we're going to forge a Chainmail of Displacement, and we're going to forge a Mace of Eruption or Frostbrand. Mace of Eruption does more damage, single target. Frostbrand has a defense bonus, though. So we're going to forge... I don't have any water gems. We're going to alchemize. I don't have any Astral Pearls either. Let's turn our Death Gems into Astral Pearls because we have no death magic whatsoever. We will also turn our Nature Gems into Pearls. And we will use those to get the 10 Water Gems to forge a couple of Frostbrands. So first we'll forge 1 Frostbrand. We'll actually be able to do 3 because of those Dwarven Hammers. And are we recruiting? We don't want to recruit another Polar March. We want to start recruiting another Cyclops. Up here, we're building our city palisades. How many turns? 3 months left. We want to save up some money so that next turn Akamas can build a lab and then a temple. And you Forbos actually stay there because they might move in this direction, and if they do, I want him ready to make another assassination attempt. Okay. Who's doing nothing? You are doing nothing, so research please, and you are doing nothing, but that's fine. Okay, so we tried to assassinate Zippor and lost. Let's view the battle, see if maybe we did any damage. We're just going to go into melee. I'm sure it was his low protection that let him down. Oh, wait, this is the Prophet. This is the Prophet. So what is his bless? Dark Vision, plus 50, and Farcaster. Interesting. So that is an Astral Bless. And Dark Vision is... Ooh, I don't remember what Dark Vision is. He's also got a Staff of Flame focus. Oh, no. That's where the Farcaster comes from. So it only applies to fire because he has the Staff of Flame focus. Interesting. Okay. So I think with his high defense and protection, he just straight up beat me in melee. Yeah. That's what it was. He just stabbed the Cryptes to death because he was better at stabbing. Okay, well, fair enough. Retreat details. A total of 5 units dispersed and retreated on their... What? What? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, in Mereni, some Horites, including a Horite Shaman, attacked and destroyed province defense. In Bountiful Land, another Hinnomite army attacked and destroyed my province defense. I didn't want to view the battle. Let's go to Bountiful Land. Okay. So, yeah, we're losing along the front line, basically. So where did that, Robber Home. Ah, in Robber Home I attacked, and I think they didn't move away. Yes, they failed to move away. So they've got their Prophet here. No, that's just an allied commander. They've got their Prophet here. They've got their frontline infantry here, and a little bit of province defense. And I bet that our hoplites here just pretty much cut through them. And the Helot Peltasts are falling back to continue firing. Yeah, the smaller Avites can't really do anything, because with their attack skill, 14 is a respectable attack skill. My defense skill is higher, counting my parry, and if I do parry, the protection from my Gleaming Hoplon, added to my natural protection, is high enough that I'm not going to take any damage. The Helots are running, which is fine. So yeah, the hoplites just chew through the Avite and Horite infantry. And that is the battle. So, I lost 7 of my Peltasts and none of my hoplites. They lost most of their army. The only survivors were the heavy archers and the commander. Okay, so that's where that message came from. Apparently that message pops up on every battle that happens in the province that turn, I guess? That's weird. Anyway, so the Prophet and the archers got away, but nobody else did. In Belmar, we attacked the fortress. We were already pretty sure there wasn't much here. Oh, there is something here. Their Prophet is here, for one thing, with a champion's helmet to make him inspirational. So this is, he won the arena earlier and he got the champion's helmet. Interesting, interesting, interesting. He does, however, have a chest wound. And other than that, he's not special. He's just a regular old commander. They have 4 Nephil Giants, which are susceptible to fire. And then up here they have some Jotun Hurlers who can throw boulders that do a ton of damage. But my hoplites are just kind of going to go in and stab the giants to death. They are getting frozen a little bit, but that is not saving the Nephil Giants. I think I just lost somebody to a bolt of heavenly fire there. The Jotun Hurlers are being annoying. But not for much longer. That Nephil Giant is about to go down, and I will finally be free of this darn cold aura. I desperately need some resistance to cold. Did I just lose a polar march? I think I just lost a polar march. Some of my hoplites are routing, which is very unusual. It looks like some of my troops are kind of confused. And some of my troops are going in individually. So Mulios the Polar March, who is weakened and has battle fright, is the only person to pull himself free, and yeah. So, one problem with Stone Skin, it does give you vulnerable to cold. I need to research up to Iron Skin and replace it as quickly as I can. Skirner the Prophet is really hanging on. Okay, so, we won, but at a very significant cost. We lost a Polar March, our Ekdromos, and 11 of our Giganti hoplites. This is the first battle in which we've taken significant casualties. The reasons why. The Nephil Giants, with their cold aura, not their cold power, their chill aura, were actually freezing our units, which reduces defense and sticks them in place. And this is a cold province, so it was more powerful than normal. In addition, their Prophet was spamming a single target damage spell onto our frozen hoplites, so they were taking damage from that, and while they were all stuck out there in a blob fighting the Nephil Giants, the Jotun Hurlers got to use up their boulder ammunition and do a little bit of damage that way. 7 units retreated, 6 of them made it back, so we don't have much in this fortress. I guess, yeah, 1 hoplite is there. But, okay, we now have another fortress, which is great. So, Molios, as I said, is now weakened and has battle fright, so he's not nearly as good. Strength 21, strength 19. Really? But weakened should be -4. So why do you only have strength 21? Oh, because you're old. Why are you old, though? You're only 190. You must have been hit with a death spell at some point to get that old. Interesting. Okay, well, that's fine. You'll be okay. So, Mulios, I want you to build... I don't have enough gold to build the lab. Of course I don't. Why would I? Stop recruiting people here. Stop recruiting you. Okay, that gives me 500 gold, so you build a temple, and then we'll build a lab up here as well. This is a giant palisades. We need to upgrade it to a giant fortress, which will cost even more money, but that's fine. Depalos, you go over here and clear that province out. Put some defense in a couple of these places. So this gives us our natural troops, which means we have hoplites on defense in our fortresses, which is great. We also have a fled hoplite there. Not great. Akamas, you need to just chill and preach for a minute. So we've lost our throne, but we do have Eurytos right here to take it back. Euphorbos, come back to here. We are going to get you kitted out a little bit. General confusion, you research, because you have a lot of research. You... forge. We've got armor, we've got a weapon, we need a shield. We're going to forge a golden hoplon, I think. Or a charcoal shield. Golden hoplon has a lot higher parry, and it gives fire resistance, but it does not give fire shield. Fire shield is less valuable against giants. Excuse me. Fire shield is less valuable against giants, so I think I'm going to forge a golden hoplon. It's also a little bit cheaper. And then you will forge... flying shoes? Nah. Did we forge a girdle of might ever? No, let's forge a girdle of might. So that'll be a lot of equipment to stack on one cryptiz. Undoubtedly more equipment than he actually deserves, but it will make him super, super hard to deal with. So this army is clearing back our gains over on that side, which is okay. I can live with it. Up here, I want to save my money, but I also want another hoplite. Let's take out some of those javelin throwers. They're not going to be super effective against giants. Eurytos, go take our throne back, please. And then we will need to reclaim it, I think, with general confusion. You have a whole army. So, you actually need to move in this direction to face off against Hinnom. I hope that Kailasa doesn't attack me. They probably will. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but they're probably going to attack me. So, there's that. But we'll put some defenses in the provinces bordering them and see if we can't discourage it. Okay, so Evocation is up to level 3, Conjuration is up to level 2. Excellent. In Ragdan, we were attacked by Horites and lost. The Horite hunters with their nets are being devastating against our human province defense. In Myreni, we hit... this is the army that retreated along with a lot of province defense. We managed to take them out. We lost one of our 10 hoplites. Probably to the wolf tribe, I would imagine, with their 2 daggers. And they got 1 friendly fire kill, which is interesting. In Erebon, we just took out province defense. I'm not watching all these battles because they're just little and not terribly important. In Honoria, our Cryptes got killed by province defense. Wait. What? Did he attack? Why did he attack? That's weird. I didn't think I told him to attack. Well, okay, I guess I'm at war with, I guess I'm at war with Kailasa now? Yeah, why is he attacking? I'll have to go back and see if I just gave the wrong order. That must be what it was. I guess I gave him a move order instead of a sneak order. But, I mean, at least he killed a heavy cavalry. Which is pretty impressive. He's just surrounded. But yep, there goes a heavy cavalry, and then he gets shot to death. Because he's naked. Okay, well. The famine in Gwydion. Faith has decreased and unrest is rising. Mekone, an earthquake and the temple was destroyed. That has to be a spell. That has to be an enemy spell. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, Euphorbos. You are now Super Cryptes, with reinvigoration and extra strength and a Frostbrand and a giant shield and armor. You have a defense skill of 25. And protection of 17, which ain't that bad. Ideally, I would also like you to have a helmet, but it's not entirely necessary. Why don't you start going? Yeah, see, their default movement should be stealth. That's weird. I don't like that. You move out here to beat up these Horites. I have 0 defense here, so let's solve that problem real quick. I've got another army up. Let's swap out here. I can't build any of my mages anymore because I have no temple here. So my first order of business is going to be rebuilding the temple. You just research for now. Oh, that's frustrating. Anyway, I do have some troops here. Not many, though. So, Eurytos. Yeah, that has not been claimed. I'm not going to actually reclaim it just yet because I don't want death in my domain. Especially not as we're going into winter. As we're coming out of winter, rather, because death in winter is how you get diseases on your old fogies. Depelos has cleared that out. We're about to take Niflheim. I'm going to send him over just to make sure. And yeah, I think I'm now at war with Kailasa, so that's a problem. Mulios, just keep doing what you're doing. Could you build a giant fortress? No, I don't have the money for it. Well, and I have only 40 resources. Wow, this is a terrible spot for a fortress. At least for me. Well, get some heal-up peltasts and hope for the best. This fortress is about to be done, and I still don't have a lab or a temple there because I'm running out of resources really, really quickly. So, well, I mean, not being able to recruit any mages this term will help with that, I guess. Alright. Yes, I don't want Molios to be doing anything. Okay, so we're up to level 3 Conjuration, which once again changes our strategy a little bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. In Gueladun, once again, the Horites took out province defense. In Gold Mountains, Hinnom took out province defense. They're led by a Kohen, who is a mage, albeit not a very powerful one. In Melma, on the other hand, we killed an Avite commander and the province defense. We did lose another hoplite. Was that their prophet? Or was it just a random commander? That was their prophet. That was Zippor the prophet. So he's at fatigue 36. Why is he at fatigue 36? Now he's at fatigue 42. Do holy spells cost fatigue now? They shouldn't. Holy spells don't... I thought holy spells didn't cost fatigue. Well, in any case, he's dead. We've built the Palisades in Yildmire. We got a Fertility Festival, which is good, and we got Misfortune, which is bad. Okay, but we're starting to hit back. Now, we need to recruit a Polar March. We've got our Palisades up here, which still doesn't help us much because we can't recruit mages because we have no money. So, we're actually going to kill that recruitment for now. And we're going to kill that recruitment for now. We need to build a temple and then a lab. This force should bust through that fortification pretty much any time. Let's talk about how our strategy for battles has now changed. Eurytos, you have a limp. Unfortunate. So, we can now summon Earth Power, which gives us reinvigoration and a bonus to Earth Magic. So our strategy now is going to be Summon Earth Power, Legions of Steel. Legions of Steel increases the protection of every piece over here, every piece of armor, by 3. With a fully armored unit like the Hoplite, that will increase their overall protection by 3. It will also increase the effectiveness of their parries against other giants, because the protection of their shield goes up to 25, which, of course, has to be gotten through if they parry an attack. Basically, when you roll an attack against a unit like this, there's 2 things to consider. First of all, there's their defense minus the defense modifiers. If the defense rolls under that value, I believe it is, then I don't know exactly how the mechanics work, but basically, if you succeed at a basic defense roll, then the attack just misses completely. If you succeed at defense plus parry, so somewhere in that 5-point range that the parry gives you, then the attack technically hits, but it has to go through the shield's protection and your armor protection, which in the case of these guys is 43 at the moment. So almost no attacks will actually do damage after going through the shield. If you do go through the shield, there's a chance the shield will break. However, our shields are magic, so they are very, very unlikely to break. But Legions of Steel will make these guys significantly tougher. And after that, I can also cast... I could also cast Strength of Giants if I wanted to, which would also make them stronger. Not really necessary for giants like this, so instead, I would just cast Stone Skin and Fire Shield, as I have been. Or I could start throwing fireballs. Actually, I don't really need the Polar Marches to go into melee anymore, so just start throwing Fireball or Magma Bolt. Start throwing Magma Bolts. And then cast spells. Okay, so I have only 8 hoplites remaining, so I can't take out 40 units, including Dawn Guards. You have a disease, but you've been just kind of faithfully waiting here all this time. Alright, you'll die soon. That is Kailasa. Let's take out that province. I'm not even going to bother defending these provinces at the moment. These Horites are really ticking me off. So, down here, we're going to set this to be 2. And we're going to give this script to Arctolum. That is a pretty significant Kailasan army. We are also going to give this script to Molios, because God knows he doesn't want to be in melee anymore. And we have 80 gold in the treasury, despite not recruiting anybody except mages. Let's go back to recruiting E4s. I could start recruiting Archons at this point. Archons are better combat mages than E4s. They are more expensive, like significantly more expensive. But yeah, let's go back to recruiting Archons. Where's my... Don't I have a Polar March here? No, I'm getting mixed up, apparently. Okay, never mind. Back to Polar Marches. Could have sworn. Well, whatever. Now, Euphorbos should actually attack there, which he can do because he's a badass now. Weldon, you can, like, patrol or something, I don't care. Molios, you can also patrol, and I actually do care because there is 49 unrest here. So by doing that, we will get our income and resources up a little bit. You can definitely research. That is critically important. Okay, I think probably just this will be the last turn, or possibly one more after this for this video. Yep, Kailasa's declared war. I expected that. We've gotten up to Conjuration level 4, and we have nothing else in the queue at the moment. So at Conjuration level 4... yeah, that just happened because I didn't have anything queued up. I can summon Fire Drakes now, which can breathe fire. I can summon Cave Drakes, which are almost invincible. Other than that, this doesn't really give us much. Level 5 would give us full-sized fire and earth elementals. That would be useful, but what I want is to get up to construction level 6, and then let's run up alteration a little further to get alteration level 5 Maws of the Earth, and all the buffs that come before that. Haven't quite gotten into Niflheim yet. In Witch Haven, a Kohen attacked and beat our province defense. In Zox, Kailasa attacked and beat our province defense, but did take casualties doing it because Kailasa's troops are terrible. In Gold Mountains, we attacked province defense and beat it and took it back. In Old Gold, we attacked and killed a Kedasim, a priest, and some province defense. Mereni's been conquered. It was undefended. We caught a satyr in Shadow Glade. In Belmar, we lost some income, and in Enidra, we got some gems, which is cool. Okay, so Shadow Glade, I believe that is one of the presaging random events that signals that there's about to be an invasion. But I'm kind of busy. Kind of a little bit busy with stuff. So you go back over here. You take that province. You move this way to threaten this province. That is a very significant army that I can't deal with at the moment. But we'll hopefully be able to soon. They have Mazics as well as some Dawn Guards. Not entirely certain how well this army will do against them. Do have a little bit of experience, but we'll see. So, Acestes needs to get our standard battle magic and support set up. Let's get his troops in a line and get these troops up front. Firing. I may now start sending out actual battle mages, because like Hippomolgoi here can cast Phoenix Power and at least chuck fireballs, which wouldn't be bad. Yeah, just do some fireballing, Hippomolgoi. And Iphiklos can do exactly the same thing. you could do magma bolts very effectively. You could summon earth power and magma bolts. Or you could actually help Legions of Steel. But I think I only need one for as small an army as I have, so let's get those 3 plus Acestes. Let's send them out. With that amount of magical support, I think this army can probably take out pretty much anything Hinnom can do. Over here, I need to start recruiting mages again, but I also need my money for building labs. I have a temple here, but no labs. Since this is my northern frontier, let's build the lab there. The only problem with that is I suspect I'm about to be swarmed by these guys, by Kailasa. But honestly, I think my province defense will take a pretty big bite out of them, and Mulios and his troops can probably break out if they attack. I mean, they don't have anything that can deal with giant hoplites, just nothing. Especially not experienced giant hoplites like this that have really high attack and defense skill. So, yeah, I think... in fact, I'm going to change him from magma bolts to fireballs, because if he hits his own troops with fireballs, it's not going to accomplish anything, because fireball only does 16 damage. But if he hits the enemy with fireballs, it will roast them because they have no armor. Okay. You keep preaching for now, because you have no lab. And let's see where we go from here. Income troubles are becoming very serious. Okay, in 2 Spruce Forest, they attacked with that Kailasan army, or another Kailasan army actually, took no casualties. In Myreni, I attacked with my Cryptes and died. That was the Super Cryptes. So why did I die? I died because they moved in an army that included Riphite warriors, their sacreds. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here I have my geared up Cryptes. Very high defense skill, high protection, area of effect attack, fire resistant, cold resistant, reinvigoration, all this stuff. He's pretty cool and very expensive. On the other side, against all of these guys, he would have been able to win. All of this province defense, fine. Even against giant infantry, he probably could have done okay. The problem here, I bet, is the Riphite warriors. Riphite warriors have a high attack, magical Dawnblade. They have another attack. They get 2 attacks each. They have pretty decent protection, high defense skill, and they're sacreds. So let's see what their bless is. Yeah, that's right, dark vision. Okay, so that's nothing, but the Riphites alone can probably handle it, to be honest. I say that especially because the Cryptes died inflicting 0 casualties. So he was fighting. He's fighting the Riphites. He's gotten totally surrounded, so his defense skill is down to 11 because of the harassed penalty. And that those Riphites land really hard hits, and then the rest of the infantry kind of chip damage him down. Okay. Fair enough. There were too many of them. They put a lot of province defense in this province. Like 14 or 15 points at least. And then they also moved in that army. So, alright, fair enough. In Sinextro, another army taking bites out of me, and in Witch Haven, I took back a province. In Osandius, they lost 18 Marcadas, but they won. So that's right here. So they're surrounding my fortress and cutting it off, which is not what I want. We're going to have these guys up there. I've got my temple, so I'm going to start recruiting E4s here as well. It will take a while because I have to upgrade that fortress. Mulios is going to move out. These two are going to storm that castle and hopefully remove... Polygamnon can't cast spells, that's right. Never mind, you only look like a Polar March. Hold 2 turns and then attack, and your general order will be to attack. Hopefully remove Niflheim and kill the Niflheimish god. That's a problem. we are going to collapse on with Furious Anger. And I think with this kind of magic support, I think I can handle it. They don't have anything that can attack the rear, so I can station my mages kind of like so. They might be able to overlap my flanks, however. So, we're going to put Eurytos on one side and Acestes on the other side of the mages in a bid to protect them, by having the tougher mages be closer to the enemy. So we're going to collapse on here and try to wipe out this army. Hinnomite provinces have... The Hinnom has kind of really made an incursion into our territory, which I am going to fix with him. That army is also a problem, but I don't really have the spare time and energy to deal with it right now. I've got to go back to recruiting troops. I don't need another Polar March right now. I have one waiting. So go back to recruiting Archons. I don't have enough money for Archons. Go back to recruiting E4s. And then actually, in the interest of saving money, I am going to start spamming out Helot Hoplites. That will give me the extra gold to recruit an Archon. And while they are a good bit weaker than Giant Hoplites, they do still have a lot of protection. Well, woof. Against Giants, this probably isn't good enough. Let's get a mix. We'll get a mix of these. Helot Hoplites are pretty solid, and the Giant Hoplites can kind of help give them punching power. So, yeah, we'll go with that for now. Because I am gold poor, so I need to be saving money by recruiting the gold cheap units. Oh, baby. This is kind of a problem, but we're doing alright. We can deal with Hinnom. We just need to finish this off so that we can consolidate our forces in this direction. Oceana is going to be a problem, but honestly, it kind of looks like Oceana is going to be a problem for everybody, not just me, which is what I want. Okay, one more turn. I want to see this battle in Mekone. So let's end the turn and see what happens there. Alright, oh, that's right, my prophet died. I can appoint a new my prophet died? Yeah, he did, I remember that. In Mekone, let's view the battle. So, here's my force with my small force of hoplites with mage support. On the other side, here's the enemy army. It looks like some of their troops have moved out, including their Rephites. They do have some Dawn Guard. And they have one priest. And one commander and one Wolf Tribe Shaman. Okay, this shouldn't be a problem. They do have a Horite Shaman as well, but Horite Shamans are not terribly powerful. Alright, all my mages are buffing themselves up. My mages are a little bit too close, so they're taking stray arrows, which I don't like. But with all that Legions of Steel, our Gigantes Hoplites protection is now pretty high. And as the Hoplites move forward, that problem will solve itself. Oh, the evocation spam! Oh, yes. The evocation spam is real. The friendly fire is also real. Ouch. But yeah, my mages are laying waste. I did drop a Strength of Giants, it looks like. Just for fun. My mages are pretty much fatigued out at this point. Not quite. It looks like I did lose one to arrows, possibly. The magma bolts are doing too much friendly fire. But it's okay, because I have the hit points to soak that friendly fire up. And the enemy is now routing, mostly. They've got some skeletons on the field, and their Wolf Tribe archers are sticking around. I wonder why that skeleton isn't moving. Okay, we're dropping a few more magma bolts at long range. There we go. That was a couple good hits. But yeah, the evocation spam works pretty well against large armies of mixed infantry like this. So, in Mekone, I didn't lose any E4s. One of my E4s retreated, probably because he was hit by stray arrows. But you can see the E4s and the Polar Marches got reasonable kills. I did lose 3 of my hoplites, but I took out all of the enemies. Our undefended province as Elgold and Melma have been conquered. There was a battle in Ragdan, where I took Ragdan back. There was a battle in Osandius, where I took that province back from Kailasa. This Kailasan army is moving south towards me. We just beat them because they're relying heavily on Marcadas, and this giant hoplite could not be stopped by Marcadas and Bandars. In Niflheim, we lost. Okay. So, what happened to make us lose? Ah, they had a Nifljarl with the chill aura of 18. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Nifljarls are one of the classic super combatant chassis, and you can see why. They have a lot of water, a lot of death, and the potential for more. They have the chill aura. They are susceptible to fire, but they have ice protection as well, on top of their already decent protection and defense skills. They also had their Scrati. So let's view this battle real quick. I won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but let's see what happened. The Nifl Giants and the Nifl Jarl clearly got in the way. They're casting a whole bunch of spells. That is a Cold Bolt, I think. Did we get our... Okay, we're dropping Magma Bolts. You are going into melee. But the Nifl Giants are clogging us up as they did before, and unfortunately the Magma Bolts are kind of going astray here, doing almost as much damage to us as to anybody else. And the Nifl Giants are not going down very quickly. They are taking damage, but it just takes so long to kill them. So we're kind of caught up outside the gate. Depilos is out of fatigue. Our Discoboluses are routing. Our Hoplites are sticking in it, but they can't do damage very quickly. And now the Nifl Jarl is in the fight. At the moment he has protection 23 because of his Ice Aegis. And his defense skill is 22. 13, 19, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, his defense skill is 22. Which means he's going to be very, very hard for any of my Hoplites to hit, because their attack skills are all in the teens at best. Meanwhile, he is wasting his time casting, like, piddly little spells, and now running away. So, that's that. We just got stopped up. We got stopped up outside the gates. The Polar March retreated. 9 of my units made it back out of the 59 that I started with. I did kill almost all of his militia and 2 of his Nifl Giants, but that really isn't enough. So that's a serious problem. Lost some money there, got some misfortune there, and lost some dominion there. Okay, so we are in a bit of a spot. I think it's a spot that we can fix. The enemy, Hinnom, is spamming out way more troops than I can match, but I think the solution here is to turn to much heavier use of humans. I have almost no resources in this area, so up here it's just going to have to be them. Down here I have pretty decent resources, so a few Helot Hoplites are possible. Down here I have very, very good resources, so it's going to be Helot Hoplites all day, every day, along with some Peltasts to back them up. So, we are going to start just crapping out as many human troops as we possibly can. These troops, I'm just going to put them all in a mixed group because we need to retreat. That Nifl Jarl I can't deal with at the moment, at least not in the context of a fortress. I've got to kind of secure my borders a little bit and get some more solid defenses set up, and I need to push Hinnom back, because Hinnom is becoming a serious, serious problem. Why are you over there? Oh, because you retreated. And now you have a disease. I'm confident this is a disease-causing province. It has 2 death, look. Yeah, that's a disease-causing province, no doubt. So that means I've lost him, but we're going to take all these troops, go down that way. You take that province back, and then move back up to the borders. We're just going to put like 1 point in here to let us know whenever anybody does something scary. Ooh, baby. This will be interesting. And we're starting to recruit Archons, so we're starting to get some interesting battle magic combinations. We've got 3 Earth there. Research-wise, we'll hit construction level 4 at some time pretty soon. Or construction level 6, rather. And construction level 6 will open up even more interesting options for equipping our polar marches. We're waiting on an army for this polar march. While we're waiting, I'm actually going to forge him some things, just to make him a little scarier. We're going to forge a Girdle of Might. And we are going to forge... He already has pretty good armor and shield. And weapon, for that matter, at least against Sacreds. I may forge him... I think I'll forge him the Chainmail of Displacement, just because it will kick his defense way, way up. And I have lots of air gems, for some reason. So we're going to do that. And that will make him significantly better defended. His Gleaming Hauberk lowers his defense by forging the Chainmail of Displacement will kick his defense up to, I think, 20. Which will help keep him alive a little bit better. It'll help some. It's a marginal improvement, but it will help. Aigalos is a 2-air Archon, so he can Cloud Trapeze once we research that spell. So that's an option, but we kind of have to see where it goes. Right now, I just need more money so I can start recruiting more mages, because I'm shifting into the part of the game where I want mage support more than troops. Anyway, I have to work on my strategy a little bit. I desperately need to be able to focus in one direction, and I can't do it because I'm being attacked on 3 sides at the moment. By Kailasa up here, Hinnom, and now by Niflheim, who have this Nifl Jarl that is very, very tough to handle in confined spaces. But in any case, that'll be the end of this episode, and I will see you next time for more Mekone, where the evocation spam is about to get all kinds of real. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.